Gary, 3 points, hard earned win. How do you reflect on it?
I thought we were very good. Obviously, over the 90 odd minutes, I think we got our rewards. First 20 minutes, we were excellent. We were unbelievable. And then sloppy goal for us to give it. Well, it was a poor free kick to give away, and then a back post header. But I just thought with the ball on the floor today on a surface like this, we were cut above it. But to a man, can't fault anyone.
Quality at both ends of the pitch, isn't it? When you've got Theo Robertson goal and then just from 4, from 5, it sort of pulls you out and drags you over.
Look, obviously I only seen 2 of Theo's saves and they were outstanding. They were first class, and obviously look, all 3 of our goals were unbelievable. As I say, the first one from Alex, and then as I say the header, because the ball as well. And as I say, the third there to wrap it up. But yeah, look, Theo's been called into action. I thought their keeper made some save in the first half, low down, not many are getting to. So look, a proper good tussle against 2 very good sides.
How have you found coming up against the teams in a level above? Obviously, it was a bit of the unknown. You know the teams that you've come up against in recent years in the Cups, but you seem to hold your own a lot more.
Look, it's the physical side of things. Kids go over probably like that until they brought on a sub on Saturday. But obviously, look, we know what teams are doing. Do you know what I mean? They're going to put it on the back line. Do you know what I mean? They're going to try and play off the seconds. Everyone knows we're different to that. We like to play football. Do you know what I mean? And no matter where we go, we're going to still try to play because that's our philosophy of what we want to do. But the physicality is different, and I say it all the time. If you line Bootle's lads up to our lads, you know what I mean? We look like young men. Do you know what I mean? But look, when you're a good footballing side and you can perform, look, physical, we'd take that away from you.
Still top of the league, it's albeit early days, but it's still a confidence boosting thing that you can go with the rough and the smooth and still come out on the right side of the result.
Yeah, look, there's going to be battles. We said that. Look, we do raise our game for obviously better sides or whatever you want to say. But it's one of them. You've got to turn up every game at this level of football. We know that. We're not stupid. As you say, we've played all these sides in certain games, certain formats, or what have you, certain cup competitions. So we know what we're up against. We know the players. We know the physicality to it. But look, as you just touched on, it's 3 away wins as well. And that's not easy to do at this level of football.
What pleased you most about the performance today?
There's loads I can say today. I thought we were right on it from the start. As I say, we've had a little dip in the first half, but that's obviously because they've had a goal. Do you know what I mean? As I say, they've had a couple of little moments in the second, but just the way we carried on going, I thought game management as well was well better today than it has been. And as I say, Saturday we were a little bit disappointed in, obviously the manner that we've given 2 goals away, and obviously it was 2 points lost. So it was just a reaction to that, to play Saturday and play Monday in this heat. Do you know what I mean? That was torture. Then even watching it, never mind playing it. So. Yeah, just look the character that was just shown for the full game.
And just on Alex, he's obviously been a player that's been around for a while now. Had good performances in different teams, and he just seemed to be on a different level today. Look,
he's been first class, as I say. His engine is there for all to see. We all know what his pace is like. He'll have them moments of sloppiness like anybody else, but look, he's a special player. You know what I mean? That first goal says it all. Do you know what I mean? As I say, the clip for the third one. Look, an outstanding performance from him.
Are you worried that you can not keep him much longer?
Look, we're all about that. If big clubs come knocking for him, then the door will always be open. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're about. We don't want to lock people down when there's bigger prizes for people. But look, he's got his foot on the ground. He wants to play football. He had a bit of a tough end to last season. He didn't play enough football last season. As I say, that's nothing to do with us. But he's come in. He's loving his football with us, and that's the main thing.
The referee had a busy game today, obviously don't want to overshadow it, but there was some key decisions there. I just want to get your thoughts on the incident in the first half regarding the handball off the line.
It's a handball off the line, and it's blatant as they come. There was a few, look, I just spoke to him now. I'm not one to berate referees. I didn't berate him when it happened, but I just said to him, you got a few wrong there, and it happens, we all do, we all make mistakes, and he'll come out and say the same, do you know what I mean? As I say, the line has said the same. Obviously, he probably could have been out with the liner on that side, but there was no one else in the ground who didn't think it was handball, do you know what I mean? But there was a couple, look, they'll get them wrong. Our players make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, but it's them one, you're sitting there then, it's hard to get it out of your head. You're sitting there for 5 minutes and then 10 minutes and you come out second half, you're still thinking about it. Because ultimately it hasn't cost us, but on another day it could have, but it's a good save.
And with looking ahead now, obviously, with the feel good factor around the club and the run that you're on, it must be bouncing into every game.
It is, yeah. Look, as I say, the belief in that dressing room is unbelievable. Obviously, to come into a new league, do you know what I mean, against better opposition, let's have it right. As I say, last year we were expected to win games of football. This season we've come in where teams are like, well, they'll probably be relegation type of thing. We know what we've got. And the dressing room does, and look, I've got to praise all of them at the moment. There's lads there who aren't getting the minutes. You know, our skipper's on the bench. He's missed the first league game by going away. But he's got to accept it, haven't you? You know what I mean? The lads are performing, but we're all in it together. We've got a very, very small squad. You know, we're a bit worried doing Saturday, Monday, but they've come through it. And as I say, look, yeah, of course, they're bouncing in there.